Welcome to the Panic Button Podcast. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie, and this is Tommy.
Hi.
Hi.
This is my younger brother. Oh, sorry. We're going to talk to him about his dating experience today.
There you go. So, what is it like dating as a young 20-year-old?
21.
21-year-old.
I don't date much, sadly. But dating has always been weird because I don't know where to start.
Is
There
it hard
you go.
because of you, or is it hard because of, like, the candidates you're kind of looking at?
The candidates I'm looking at is just someone who will give me attention, yeah. I don't really get much attention from girls. I get it once in a while, but honestly, I suffer from nice guy syndrome.
Oh, no. Are you on any dating apps?
I liked Bumble the most. I didn't like Tinder. Tinder was terrible, especially in this area. I could never use Tinder.
Really?
That's how I dated the one you wanted to ask me about earlier.
Oh, they, them.
So, do you think that is easier today dating, or do you think it was easier dating before social media?
I can't say that because I kind of grew up with social media always around. But
If you could imagine.
I think social media made it very different, very, very much worse because I'd had to learn how to I had to show myself online more. I'm not one to be online. Like, I don't like showing my face too much to other people and them just liking and judging and then comparing likes to one another. So
You're not going to, advertise yourself like that.
I didn't like that growing up. So nowadays I never use social media. I'm very much different than most people I know.
Well, it's not an attractive trait, right? To go off and brag about yourself and be like, I'm so pretty, I'm so happy, I'm so successful, right? It's not something that you want to see.
Weirdly enough, growing up, that was actually the thing
Right.
in my age gap. It was kind of oh, this person's like this. I wonder what they're doing. What are they doing? What's up with them? And I'm like, I don't really care. They're not gonna give me the time of day. So
So, how do you just go about picking someone, whoever you pretty much date, someone who gives you attention? You have any are you picky at all?
I like, I'm kind of the person who's if they talk to me and I can keep talking to them again and again and keep talking all day without really thinking. That's the kind of thing I like in a relationship.
Do physical features matter at all?
Only a little. If I see a cute dimple or something, I like smiles. I look in people's eyes. If if there's something with their eyes, maybe I like that. But honestly, attractiveness with curves and all that, I mean, yes, sometimes it gets my attention, but no, it doesn't really matter to me.
You just don't want truck driver Jane over there chewing tobacco at you with her kids in their McDonald's?
If her teeth are so dark and so yellow. Any more questions for me? Any more interrogations about a young 21 male who doesn't go on social media?
Why on God's green earth do you self-classify yourself as a simp?
A simp? Okay, being a simp is terrible. Don't simp. But if you love your girl, you should simp for her. That's what I believe.
How do you describe a simp?
I describe a bad simp. A bad simp is someone who will just...
Simp.
A simp?
I don't care if it's good. Simp.
See,
I don't care if
I
it's
use
good,
simp
bad.
in a relationship as a good thing. I see that's a good thing in a strong relationship.
Explain yourself.
But
Explain yourself.
An incel simp? Nah.
So, how do you simp for your girlfriend then?
You give your everything to your girlfriend.
What if she doesn't give everything to you?
That's not a good girlfriend.
Hell yeah.
Do you still keep that girlfriend?
Depends on how desperate you are.
Do you still keep that girlfriend?
Do they got Grinch teeth?
It could be big, but they must have done something that made those relationships end, right?
I think just confronting certain aspects of each other that weren't talked about. I think that's why
They wouldn't have conversations with you?
Yeah, my most recent relationship, she just, it was at the point I think it was the I love you stage. I can't remember. It was a while back. She just called me one day, not able to even look at me in the eye on FaceTime, and was we both had COVID scares, so we were at home. She just wouldn't look me in the eye and said she wanted to break up. I was like, why? Can we talk about this or something? She's nope. And I was like, okay. And respectfully, okay, bye.
Yeah, tons of walls.
I was like, there's always a wall that I just couldn't open. My first relationship, honestly, it was right when COVID started, so I was stuck at home. I didn't know how to deal with that, so I kept talking to her. I couldn't really let her go, and that was the worst aspect. But I learned from that.
Well, I mean, you're also in your 20s, and so...
I was also 18, and I was shut in my house for months.
You're saying some really strong things, which is that you are now learning from that, and you know that that was an unhealthy behavior.
Yeah, I learned from
And-
that. I think every relationship you should learn something from.
Okay, I have a question for you, Jess. What do you think is one thing that your brother could change about himself that would make him make it easier for him to attract women?
You know exactly what it is.
Gotta be less simpy? I don't know. What do you think? I asked you. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to get more women. How am I gonna tell him how to get more women?
I know exactly what my answer would be.
Okay, what's your answer?
You have the same issue I have. You do.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
We're both short as fuck, Jesse.
We're little people trying to have
Short
penises.
kings, short. Oh,
Short kings.
I'm not talking about that short. I'm
Short
talking
kings,
about
we
height.
stand.
Height. I am 5'6" and I am short, apparently.
That is not the answer I was expecting. Okay, so one thing that you can probably change is like just take some more initiative, because these girls like that put up walls. They don't want to tell you about how they're really doing, right?
Oh yeah, my most recent relationships have been from me actually like
Yeah, you gotta
taking
like
part. Yeah.
kind of take foot and like make sure communication is like number one in a relationship always.
Oh, I always communicate.
Because not just for you, but for the other person. Because if they're gonna hide things, if they're gonna keep things, if they're not gonna tell you the honest to God truth all the time, even when the shit hits the fan, it's not a good relationship. And so you want someone you can be honest with, they can be honest with you, and they can see who you are. And you do need someone you can take space from. Because one of the healthiest things I've done in a recent relationship is taking space away and giving it back to myself. Because when I was with the ex you know of, I saw her every single day.
Do they know?
Yes.
Oh.
I mentioned this in one of the videos.
Oh, we
But
have
I-
the teeth together.
But I saw this person every single day for 2 years straight. And the last time I saw this person, they decided it was okay to hit me. And that's the last time I saw them. And so I didn't know any better because I let myself be so blind. I didn't give myself space. If I would have taken time away, I would have known, hey, this isn't it. So I think another thing is like being okay with silence, being okay with some space once. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but like if you want to see each other 5 days a week, make sure you don't see each other too, you know? Spend some time doing your own thing. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I think that's like what happened with my last
Like a
relationship.
healthy boundary, you know?
But the thing is, with my last relationship, I don't know where I faulted because I was requested to always like be on the phone with her. She was like one of those people. I was supposed to use she her at her house, so that's why I mix them up. But I was always like they wanted to be on FaceTime all the time, so I was always giving attention. And at some points, I was like, why am I really here at the moment? I'm just like, I'm playing video games right now, and you're cooking. You're not. I have to say hi to get your attention, but you know, I don't know why she wanted so much space when she didn't right before. So that was like the confusing part at the moment.
You're familiar with someone having you on the phone and ignoring you?
What I've realized about women like that is that they can't be alone. They'll always have somebody around because they can't stand the sound of silence or their own thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of internalized shit that she's probably not dealing with. So she needs some sort of distraction. She probably has ADD too, which means that she like has to have multiple distractions. So she won't be able to completely pay attention to you, but she always wants to know that you're there.
That's what I thought. I know that's what she wanted. But then like 2 days later, like all of a sudden just didn't want to text and just wanted to break up. I was confused.
And you and I coming from the same cloth, essentially. Someone who is asked to do that, if you're someone who loves this person, you're going to give them that because you want their attention equally. You want them to be cared for. You want them to feel like you're there. And so to instantly have that cut off, very alarming.
Did she find somebody else? Usually people like that, they usually find another obsession.
I mean, I blocked her on Snapchat after I saw that she was talking to guys immediately after. So I was like,
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, this is not healthy. So I was like, okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
She's probably got something.
I was like, okay, that hurt. Bye. I mean, I took it like a champ. I went to the boys.
Women like that just don't see how they affect other people because they're constantly thinking about themselves and how they feel.
That's okay. We just get some brewskis with the boys.
That's exactly what I did.
Is that how guys deal with a heartbreak?
It's exactly like the phone call. We just need each other around.
A lot of it is guys just being like, I don't know what the fuck happened. And being like, yeah, she's a fucking bitch. And then they're like, let's go get some brewskis. Hell yeah. And that's like,
It's more like, we'll get a better, hotter one that will love you better.
that'll treat you better. And like, and that's a better way to deal with it than most girls do. Most girls are crying on their bedroom floor eating cookie dough, wallowing about how they're never going to have kids or get married. And you know, they could just be like, okay, this sucked. Let me call a friend, grab a beer, well, grab a margarita, and head the fuck out.
We also grabbed some games to like put out our
Distract.
we put out our rage and our physical energy through video games. That's what we do. And then with each other, it's more competitive. So we get the more mental kind of like distraction of like, and it's super competitive because the controls are weird. But we just play that and we just forget about life for like an hour. That's what we like to do. That's how we just like try to move forward.
And Jess, how do you think girls deal with getting over a guy?
Well, there's two ways, and I know it for a fact. Most girls say that they're going to go into their hoe phase.
Guys do that too.
Yeah, but I feel like girls do it way more often.
Well, most of my friends do that.
But they almost instantly go, well, I'm just going to go fuck whoever I want because now I'm free. And it's like,
Guys do
okay.
that too.
Well, yeah, guys do, but guys kind of had that mentality beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, there are guys who've always been like, oh, let me see how many girls I can fuck. There's always been players.
My one friend Daisy, whenever I go through a breakup, I always go to her and she's like, yeah, fuck her.
Do you think it's easier for guys to get to sleep with girls, to like get girls to sleep with, or do you think it's easier for girls to find guys to sleep with?
I'd say they both can, but in different like ways. I still think that guys, it's more easy to like get with girls, like, especially apparently if you have money and all that. But like I think it's much easier for guys, but it can also be easier for girls. But I think most girls are a little more like hesitant than the guys. I think guys can go, although like I think guys are worse.
With wanting it. I think guys are worse with wanting it. But I think women can get it if they want it easier.
Yes, yeah.
If I went online right now and said I was straight, I would have 3 guys at least from high school hitting me up, 2 more guys on each dating app, and that's not me bragging about myself. That's actually pretty low numbers. So I'm just saying, like, if I wanted to, I probably
That's a low number, especially for your age. You probably have at least 20 in your inbox in the next hour.
Oh, thank you. But anyways, that's my point. But that's my point. It's like, and those are low numbers, like I said. If I were to go out and do that, though, if you were to go out there, if I went out into a bar and I was just sitting there, I've had it happen on dates with girls. Guys come up and they offer to buy my meal. And I'm not pretty. I'm not pretty. I'm not saying I'm pretty, guys. So please don't come at me for that because I know what I am.
Did I tell you I did that in Canada recently?
Oh, yeah. How'd it work out for you?
I was at a club, so I was a little... my best friend from the army was in leave, and he got snowed in from a blizzard for a week, so he wanted to go clubbing. And we went clubbing, and I bought tequila, and it was like $20, and it was terrible.
Last
Well,
time
it was
I
20 Canadian, so it was a little cheaper.
like, it was 20 Canadian, so it was like $16 American, you know.
Canadians are kind of whack, but they're kind of fun. What if I can interrogate you guys?
Go for it.
It might not be about the same topic.
It's okay.
What's
That's
your best
okay.
pickup line?
Hey.
Next. I'm waiting to be schwooed over. And I swear, if you say yeah,
Your pickup line
baby.
was just as bad as the other pickup lines from those girls we watched. So I'm going to give you a little shit for that. I'm just going to give you a little shit for that. You did exactly what those girls did in that video. So I'm going to go with the classic, did you fall from heaven? Because you look like great. Awesome, thanks.
Did you fall from heaven? Because your face is fucked up.
That might actually work on most girls.
This is fucked.
You could do better.
I could do better. I'm not great right now.
My favorite one is to just stare at somebody and just say, smile if you want to have sex with me. See? Smile.
Yeah, she had to look away from you, though. Did you see that?
Who do you think should pay on a date, the guy or the girl?
Which date? First?
Let's say first real date.
I've never really been on an actual date with a guy, so I gotta go with the girl.
Half and half.
I say whoever started the date. Whoever asked
Asked?
for it. Yeah.
I think the girl should at least offer.
I think it should be known that she
If she asks you, then yeah, she should at least offer.
it depends. If you're offering to pay for the full meal, like if you're offering to go on a date and pay for it in full, yes, you should pay for it full. But if you don't really know ahead of time, no, you might have to pay for yourself.
Okay, hang on. I got a new hypothetical for you that I swear to God we saw for real. Okay, you go on a date with the girl. You guys have your meal. You're going to pay for it, right? And then she looks at the waiter and she goes, I want 3 kids' meals to go for my kids at home.
No, I saw that video. No. I saw that video. No.
No, right?
Why the fuck do I gotta pay for your 3-kid meal?
Would you?
I would not pay. Why would you do that on a first date? Like, oh, you took me on a date, now you have to pay for my kid's meal.
Okay, I want to ask you about another hypothetical, okay? You go in, you're going on a date with a girl. You don't have a ton of money, so you ask her if you can go to Applebee's. She's like, sure, whatever. You take her to Applebee's.
2 for 20, please.
She gets there and she
That's
goes.
not on the 2 for 20.
So you take her there and she goes.
Do you want the spin dip?
You ain't ever taking me to no Applebee's again. This is not what I deserve. This is not what I expect. But she's sitting there eating her food, drinking her drink. What do you do in that situation? She's yelling at you basically for taking her to Applebee's.
I would go to the server or whoever like is there watching because there's people watching. It's a full-on argument.
Oh, this was filmed.
And I would just say I'm paying for my meal, and then I'm leaving this girl because this is a crazy first date. I do not want to talk to her ever again. I would just go to someone and be like, "Man, help me, please."
I'm just signing the check. It says help.
Yeah, at that point, I would.
Or I would
Leave
say,
her.
"Sure, I'll pay for it." Then only leave enough for mine, and then run away.
Leave her ass.
Bye.
If things go to that, like that's like if she's got me handcuffed to the little bench post or whatever, or to the breadsticks or something. I don't know.
Go to the breadsticks.
Listen, you're going to get the breadsticks.
Got to get that bread.
And you're going to eat it and you're going to like it. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. It was wonderful. We loved our guests for the day.
Me and my friends have a podcast called Always Snowy in Buffalo, and if you want to just hear about crazy stories about some young people in Buffalo, there you go. We have funnies and we have humor. But yeah, give it a try.
Podcast, Spotify.
Oh, it's everywhere. Just go Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube. Always Snowy in Buffalo. Wait, it's Always Snowy in Buffalo. Sorry.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed having Tommy. If you want any more of his stories, you know where to find him.